Hi guys, today is the 31st of March. I'm getting ready to leave. I am going for my class right now. My class starts at 5:30. However, I do have an assignment that I haven't done that I need to do. Also, for this video today, we are going to be doing goal setting for Q2 because as much as we're in an era where we don't know what to do, I sort of have a clear picture of the end goal. So we are just going to do backtrack and do small steps that would make us reach there. So we are going to do goal setting. We are going to be using a framework I learned from Grace. I'll link her video down below, the city framework, and that's how I'm going to be identifying things I'm going to be chasing after in Q2. Then after Q2 with the review, so we do that with you. So now I'm just gonna undo my hair. I'm gonna leave now so I get to town on time, then go to the hub for LX, do my assignment. We have like 15 minutes buffer time before we can be in class, so I'm sure I can figure things out. It's a bit hectic, but I'm gonna do it.
Interested in that?
Yeah. Because I usually do 4 pumps for every use.
Yeah.
Just to get like the right amount, just to wash my face, which honestly isn't too much. So I.
Guys, I'm in this stage of my life where it is very sayolendera per se, if I can call it that. And it's not sayolendera because I am just doing anything and everything. It's sayolendera because I do know the end goal that I want to have, but now the things that I've been doing have not been helping me. I'm trying things not just for the sake, but with the outcome that I want, which is achieving my goal and to eventually be in a place of abundance, because you're not just trying and testing things just for the sake and just because you can. As I'm walking through places where some have lights, some don't have lights, so just bear with me. It's just that the things I was doing weren't fulfilling to me, so that's why I'm back to the sayolendera part to make sure that I do end up with fulfilling things. So as I am doing even this drama, we should align, so we are not just doing it for the sake. Even if I think, let me just try and I will get the money, it's just like we can't get back the time. At some point in this vlog, we are going to do goal setting for Q2. That is what we will be strictly following for Q2. And then assuming I want to do something else, we are going to treat it as an experiment, and then if it works, we replicate. So that's what I wanted to make clear to you. I hope you guys could hear. So now let me get home, and then I really need to revise what I have learned because things are getting very hectic to some degree, and also at the same time you already have set exam dates, so I really need to study, and because tomorrow we have like some sort of practical, make sure that I am on point. And from today, because I was very late, I even forgot to tell you guys, imagine I spent 2 to 3 hours curling my hair, and this is the most it did. Come on, when I should imagine, see these curls, that's what I was achieving, and this is what happened. I don't know if it's me who put mousse and made the curls fall or something, but with my 2 hours of work, or 3 per se, I didn't expect to end here. It has wasted my time. So let me get home, I'll study, then see you guys tomorrow. So from this last clip, you clearly saw we had a plan, goals, and then we have signals and passengers and all that, and we follow that in Q2. And if that's not the case and we decide to do other things, we are experimenting on the other things, and then we reiterate if it works. Turns out the plan was wrong. I was going to see my mentor the next day on Wednesday, and basically when we had our discussion previously, this was on Monday, I was explaining to her that I've started German classes, and she was confirming that, is this what I want to do? Does it align with my future goals? Because there's no point of just doing things for the sake. You can get money back, but you can't get time back per se. So that's what I began thinking about, and she expounded more when we met with her physically. So let me tell you what she said. So previously we were just doing it all wrong. She explains to me that I have been in this state of confusion for the longest time because I have been moving with functionality and logic and not emotions. We have been taught to put our emotions aside and just think logically and see what works functionally. That's not a word, but I think you understand what I'm saying. So we are avoiding our emotions, and our emotions is what makes us be different. So as I was explaining to you guys how I was gonna move forward with this, I was gonna start from a problem part and identify all things that I see as problems, identify solutions, and start working towards the one that has the most solutions. But even with that, I saw a gap. I was just like, fine, as we are chasing our business, we are not anticipating it for it to fail. So if you know about being a business owner, it's very hectic. So I was asking myself, is it worth it? And I find myself a lot of times questioning doing things because of seeing if it is worth it. I kept on asking myself, is it worth it to go through all this with another business idea, with the possible end result of it not working? So I kept on, I didn't have an answer to that question, but this idea of having a problems list and a solutions list seemed to be the one that worked. I even think this a renowned person who I had say that, so that's what I was going through. So my mentor said I need to address it differently. I need to decide whether in life I am chasing a career or I'm chasing my purpose. I need to decide between the two. Now this is the difference. A career, you learn a skill and you chase money with it. So however you go, if you are moved this way, if you are moved this way, as long as the money goal that you have is achieved, you are good. Because regardless if you're chasing a career or you're chasing a purpose, you need to have a money goal at the end. So how you get there is what is difference between a career and a purpose, and how you started with it is also the different part. So now a purpose is something you decide to chase. I'm not saying word to word, but I'm trying to explain it well. It's something that you decide to chase, and it has come within you, and it's your own lived experience. For example, you decide you want to be a therapist because you once were depressed and you don't want people to go through that again. That's like a simple example. Or you decide because you went through years and years of confusion, you become a career coach, and even as you're giving people examples, you give it in with lived examples. So even if you feel like you're in a career and you give people examples from lived examples, that's technically your purpose. So purpose is something you have gone through. So it's just like for her, she experienced being like she experienced career-wise the highs of the highs. She was in the biggest positions, but it still didn't fulfill her internally. So then now through her lived experiences, she's making it clear for others. So even for me, she was explaining to me, Leslie, what happened to me, this, and this, and this. And I could clearly see my patterns there. So where would you end? In a place of unfulfilledness. So basically she told me what I need to do is write a list of things I'm good at, write a list of my experiences and connect them. An experience that you had is what you need to work on or build on. You understand? So that's the direction that we are going to go with. So I am still trying to make it very clear with like one sentence. But I'm still trying to connect the things I'm good at, the things I like, and the experience that I've had to find one commonality that I can move towards. And for some reason that seems so simple. It's so easy and it makes sense. Now for real. Before, if you're in a journey of confusion, you'll find yourself every time you find a light, you feel like it makes sense, but this one, it feels very clear in my heart that it makes sense, and then we can connect into one thing that we were working towards. Yeah, so I hope this has been clear. This is the end of this vlog. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.